Good morning and welcome to the Morning Breath Livestream, where we start our day with coherence. I am your host, Jeremy Tennell, systems designer and coherence coach. This is week 9, day 44 of our 14-week journey entitled The Path of Personal Transformation. And today we talk again about boundaries, but not in the way you've been taught. Many people think boundaries are emotional. They're not. They think boundaries are something you say, something you feel, or something you enforce in the moment. But that's not a boundary. That's a reaction. A real boundary is a designed decision. There was a time where I believed I kept good boundaries. I could say no. I could express my frustration. If I had a problem, I could easily explain it. But the same situations kept repeating, the same distinct patterns, the same dynamics, the same pressure. And I realized I wasn't holding boundaries. I was constantly renegotiating them in real time. Every time I did, I was already inside the pattern. Boundaries are not built in the moment. Boundary is not what you say under pressure. It's what you've already decided. You will participate or not participate in the things that you create boundaries around. So when the situation arises, you know exactly what you're going to do. You're not figuring it out. You're executing a decision. If you wait until you're triggered to create a boundary, you've already lost clarity because now you're emotional, reactive, negotiating, and the system you're in has more influence than you do. But when the boundary is structural, it's not personal or reactive, it's consistent. And consistency is what systems respond to. From a systems perspective, boundaries define participation. They determine what inputs you allow, what patterns you reinforce, what loops you stay inside. Without boundaries, you re-enter the same system over and over again. It looks like this. Input turns to reaction, which leads to reinforcement. But with boundaries, your input is greeted by your boundaries. And you then have a moment to interpret, which leads to new patterns. And here's the key. Systems do not change because you feel differently. They change because you behave differently, consistently. Culturally, we've been taught to prioritize being nice, agreeable, accommodating, even at the expense of ourselves. So when we start to change, boundaries feel uncomfortable to both you and others. They feel rigid and selfish, even disruptive. But what's actually happening is this. You're no longer participating in the patterns that require you to abandon yourself. And not everyone will respond well to that. So today, stop thinking of boundaries as something you say and start thinking of them as something you design. Before the conversation, before the interaction, or the pressure comes on, because the goal isn't to win the moment. The goal is to stop re-entering the same patterns. Find some time today with your journals and explore this question. What situation in my life keeps repeating? And what boundary have I failed to define before? And see where that takes you. Let's get into our breath work this morning. So we're going to find a comfortable seat and let's roll our shoulders back. Breathe in through our nose. Exhale with a sigh. In, exhale with a sigh. Let's breathe in through our nose for 6 seconds. Exhale through your mouth. In, exhale through your mouth. Keep that pattern going. Let's begin our gratitude list in our minds. Thankful to be here. I am thankful for the day. Thankful for the birds chirping. Thankful for the opportunities today brings. Resonates with you? Stay with this work. Because boundaries aren't about control. They're about clarity. You don't need better reactions. You need better decisions before the moment arrives. Take a breath, hold the line. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 5:30.